I'm joined by Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor, and today we're going to talk about sleep disorders. Insomnia is something that can drive you crazy. What do you do to overcome that, or to put it aside so that you no longer are an insomniac?
Sure. So there's really 4 different areas that we see happen with insomnia. And by the way, all insomnia is not created equal.
It's not?
No, that's not. There are people who have a hard time falling asleep. There are people who have a hard time staying asleep. And then there are people who wake up too early. So there's actually 3 different types. Believe it or not, there's even more types than that. We've got people who have insomnia because of pain, depression, anxiety. So one of the first things we do to try to understand insomnia is look for the root cause. So where is it coming from, and what type of insomnia are you suffering from? Only then can we develop treatments to be able to help people with that. And by treatments, I don't necessarily always mean medication treatments. There are a lot of behavioral treatments, talk therapy treatments that can be highly effective in helping somebody with insomnia.
So is insomnia kind of a mental disorder, or is it a physiological?
It's both. So we know that we can actually make somebody an insomniac very easily by uttering just a few words to them.
Don't tell me, I don't want to know what they are.
Right, well, we could tell them something is wrong with them physically or mentally, right? We could say, you have cancer. If somebody told you you had cancer, you wouldn't sleep very well that night. So there's a tremendous emotional component to the idea behind insomnia. I would tell you that 75% of my patients with insomnia absolutely have a component of either anxiety or depression that's commingled with either a medical disorder, a medication side effect that they're taking, or just bad habits that happen during the day.
So what's the most important thing that they need to do to change in their life to help address their challenge in getting to sleep?
So I would say there's 5 steps that people can take to really help them get a great night's sleep if they're suffering from insomnia or just not having a great night's sleep in general. Number 1, consistency. Make sure that you have the same bedtime and specifically wake time every day during the week and on the weekends. That allows your circadian rhythm, or that internal biological clock of yours, to stay on cue. Number 2, I ask people to become decaffeinated by about 2 p.m. I didn't say you can't have your morning cup of coffee or even your afternoon iced tea, but by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when we want people to stop drinking caffeine, because caffeine has a half-life of between 8 and 10 hours. Step number 3 is stop drinking alcohol about 3 hours before lights out. Again, if you want to have a beer, wine, or spirit with dinner, that's fine, but you don't want to go over 1 or 2, and you don't want to have it too close to bed, because while it makes you feel sleepy, it will prevent you from getting into deep sleep. Right? Number 4, don't exercise 4 hours before bed. Too much arousal autonomically will prevent you from being able to sleep. And the last one is get 15 minutes of sunlight every morning to help, again, reset that circadian clock. If you follow those 5 steps, I can almost guarantee you're going to be sleeping better.
Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us on this segment of Empowered Health.